work life is impacting you? Have you thought about how your career or the place of work impacts every aspect of your life? A lot of us don't put too much consideration into this because we like to justify what we do at work as necessary. We like to justify that because of the circumstances that we're in currently, this is the best case scenario for me. We like to justify that all the time. It's hard for us to take a very close look at how work impacts us, because when we actually take a look at that, we realize very quickly that it impacts us in a very negative way. It impacts us in a way that isn't natural. I'm going into this topic because I'm actually driving to work right now, and I feel like I would like to share with you guys how my perspective on work has shifted completely, 100% from what it used to be, and I kind of want to bring you into why it shifted and how it's impacted this particular area of my life thus far. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that I'm not rich, not a millionaire. Okay, I'm just a regular guy so far. But I've been making a lot of changes that have been impacting every aspect of my life, right? So when I talk about careers, when I talk about things like success, I'm not referring to being financially rich, ever, okay? Because when I talk about these types of things, I'm talking about what would make you happy. Bottom line, what's going to make you happy? Because you can have $1 million, but that's still not going to make you happy. The money doesn't make you happy. It only gives you one thing that we crucially need, which is security. We all need this level of security to feel good, to be able to grow. Look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? At the bottom, you have your safety, your security, your shelter, food, all that stuff that you really need. But as you go up on that hierarchical pyramid, you'll see at the very top that once you fulfill those needs, those basic needs, then you're able to move up in that scale, okay? And at the top of that pyramid is enlightenment, or self-discovery, self-awareness. Look at that and tell me what you feel when you see it. Self-actualization just came to my mind. Self-actualization, what does that mean? It means when you are fully and consciously aware of what you are. Okay, so let's take a step back and go into what we are. What are we? Okay, you started off as a combination of your father's sperm and your mother's egg. Once they met and joined up together, they became what's known as you. Okay, that then developed in your mother's body, and it starts off as a single cell. And what happens is mitosis happens, and then one cell replicates, and then more cells replicate, and it just continues to replicate over and over until it becomes a fetus. So what is our body doing? Our body is, first off, a cell that replicates itself into more cells. So what you are is a conglomerate of cells. You are a body of cells that's working together to make sure that you are alive. Okay, so your body is literally all cells. And if you listen to my previous video, you'll know that if you go even deeper, it's mostly empty space. So there's some really magical stuff happening within your body as you grow that we are not consciously aware of because we tune into just the physical aspect of things. Now, if you were to look on the atomic level, you would really see how everything's actually moving. Everything's vibrating at all times. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is always vibrating. So when you actually feel these cells, and that's why I asked you to feel it, because when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it paints a picture for you. But when you read words, certain words come with energetic triggers that enable emotions to rise within you, that enable you to kind of see what the next part of your path is. I guarantee anybody that's following me on here is part of a path of discovery. They may or may not know that they're on that path yet. In fact, a lot of people think that their path has everything to do with their career and how they can essentially create that safety net that everybody really needs, right? So if you're able to tune in to your body as things occur, so as you hear things like self-actualization, you're able to really feel and tune into the feelings and not so much what you're thinking, okay? Because it's very likely that you're gonna have a lot of contradictory thoughts to what you feel, oftentimes. And there's a very good reason for that, and I'm gonna go into a lot of detail about that, for why you default to answers or assumptions that don't serve you. I'll let you know in future videos. I'm going to go into a lot of detail about that. But pay attention to these things, because when I ask you this following question, I want you to tell me how you feel and not what you think. All right? How does your job make you feel? Now take a moment to just really let that settle in. How does it make you feel? And what's going to be required for you to answer properly is, don't go to any default answers. Don't tell me that this job makes me feel like I'm in power, like I'm empowered, like I make plenty of money and all this stuff. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Instead, I want you to tell me how you feel when you leave work. I can tell you how I feel when I leave work. I feel depleted. I feel like a lot of people at work function very differently than how I function, which there's nothing wrong with that, but because of the fact that we're all empathic beings and we can feel what other people feel, because other people live such low frequency lives, they live in thought patterns that don't serve them, they actually spread that type of energy to everyone around them. And then in turn, they take people's energy. That happens to me at work sometimes. It's hard to avoid. In fact, you can't avoid it. Sometimes, in fact, all times, when you experience it, it's because you're being challenged. It's because you're being tested. See, the universe likes to place the right circumstances at the right place at the right time for you to learn. But we have this notion in the back of our mind that, hey, if I'm going to learn, I'm going to do it on my own terms, and I'm going to do it my way. That's not how the universe works. You can't tell the universe when you learn. You learn when the universe tells you to learn. And if you choose not to learn, then you're going to fall flat on your face and you're going to feel not so great. That happens. That happens often. So let's go back to this work situation, because when you leave work, you feel a certain way. Now let me ask you, how do you feel when you are getting ready for work? I can almost guarantee that most of you are even less enthusiastic before going into work than you are leaving work. Is that not so? Is that not so that you are very low energy in the morning? That you are unable to get up easily in the morning? You're unable to have that energy that drives you through the day? How many of you need coffee in the morning? How many of you drink energy drinks in the morning? I want you to look at these symptoms, because that's what they are. They're symptoms of a bigger problem. The bigger problem is your job. Your job is depleting you. Your job is sucking all of your energy. It's sucking all of your energy, and then you can't give any good energy to anyone else, because you're giving all your creative potential, all of your intuitive potential, anything that you have, to your job, primarily. Now, a lot of people don't think that's true. They don't see it because they have justified to themselves that their job is necessary. And absolutely it is. You need this job. But what I want to get to is, I want to increase your awareness of how your job is affecting you, because I don't want you to leave your job. That's not what I want you to do. What I want you to do is become aware of how your job is affecting you, because at one point in time, you will make a decision that this job no longer serves me, because it lowers me to the point that I can't express from who I truly am. So if your job is taking away your ability to express love and compassion for those around you, for example, then it's likely that you need a new job. You need a place where you're appreciated, where you can feel accomplished. And if you're in a workplace where you're not getting that, then you're being suppressed. Your ability to be happy is being suppressed. And you need to be aware of that, because that's key to you continuing moving on in your path. If you're in a job that's literally making you unhappy on a daily basis, then it's a very clear sign from the universe that you need to move to a different job. Now, what most people have trouble with is that they go back to that default thinking that I need this job. Okay, all good and well. I'm going to teach you guys about the law of attraction and how that works and impacts every aspect of your life. For now, I just want you to feel how your job impacts you. Become aware of your feelings, of the way you act around people before and after you leave work, and throughout work too. Just become aware. That's all I'm asking for you guys for now. In future videos, we're going to go into how you can start taking baby steps away from the job you're in now and into things that really fulfill you, serve you, and are part of your life purpose. Okay? Because if you're in your career and you're not investing any of your energy into you and your dreams, then you're going to hit your roadblocks, you're going to become depressed, and you're going to have a lot of issues, my friends. So I know that's not going to happen for you all, because you're going to see a better way. You're going to see a lighter perspective on how to live your life. And it's going to be the change that you've been needing. It's going to be the perspective that's going to help you build yourself into who you really need to be, who you really are. You see, this life is truly beautiful and truly magical in every sense of the word. I'm going to show it to you guys because it's all tangible. It's all based off your awareness of it. And as soon as you tune into it, you can feel and know the magic that we're surrounded with. And the magic that you are. The magic that created you. And magic is interchangeable word. Magic, miracle. I can't think of a third buzzword, unfortunately. But I want to give you that sense. The sense that everything that we experience is beautiful. And that you can harness this beauty because you are the beauty. You literally are the beauty. And because the fact that you are this beauty, you're able to tap into this infinite power and create the type of lifestyle that you deserve. So we're going to take baby steps into it, okay? But for now, I love you guys.